It's December 2nd, 2024, and Capcom just released a new balance patch for SF6. For the characters I've looked at so far, it doesn't look like a major shakeup, but notably, every single character saw changes, and we're not just limited to bug fixes, so there probably will be some slight tier adjustments. Every character is long enough that I can make individual videos for them, but warning you guys right now that some of the videos are going to be pretty short. There's three kinds of universal changes worth talking about. First is the change to jump cancel specials. In Street Fighter games after SF2, when you hold up, it takes a few frames to leave the ground, but you can't be thrown during those frames, which ensures that jumping is always an escape to throws even if the throws are meaty. However, in these pre-jump frames, you could actually still input special moves. The reason for this is quite simple. A lot of players have kind of sloppy inputs and might end their quarter circle forward with an up-forward motion. If they still hit punch in time, the game is designed to say, oops, this is an accidental jump, they wanted a fireball, then the game will still give them a fireball. This is actually a kind of Kara. People often incorrectly state that Karas are gone from Street Fighter as of 5 or so, but they're actually still in both 5 and 6. The only thing removed was Kara throws, and even then those still exist, they just don't have the extra range anymore. The trick here is that a player could perform a special move with an up input on purpose, which could be used to give any special move a little throw invincibility at the cost of having slightly longer startup. This might give them a way to wake up against meaty throw, for example. The sky blue and my frame meter down there are invincible pre-jump frames. This technique is called jump cancel special, and it actually works in many Street Fighter titles, though it's rarely discussed. One of the universal changes in this patch is that if a throw grabs an opponent's pre-jump frames, it will now have extra active frames, which means if the opponent suddenly stops being unthrowable, they'll get grabbed. This ensures if the opponent simply holds up, they'll still be unthrowable and the grab will still whiff. But if the opponent does a jump cancel special, the grab will now still grab them. The patch notes observe this change only applies to normal throw and not command grabs, which I guess makes sense since regular throws were designed to be less committal than command grabs. Do note that jump cancel specials would theoretically still get you out of Manon's or Zangief's special move grabs. The next universal change is one to perfect parries. Since the beginning of SF6, if you perfect parry an attack, the opponent cannot cancel that attack. If they could potentially interrupt your punish or else cancel to something safe, so this mechanic is to ensure perfect parries always lead to a proper punish scenario. Previously in SF6, if a multi-hit attack had its first hit perfect parried, the opponent could still cancel later hits, but now they cannot. For example, if the first hit of EX Breakdance is parried, Jamie can no longer cancel to Drink Super later on. The last universal change is to make sweeps more unsafe on block, with lower pushback or more minus frames. It's a bit unfair to call this a universal change, since patch notes observe it only affects 5 characters: Jamie, Ken, Kami, Akuma, and M. Bison. I think sweeps are weak in the current version of the game, and almost always are only used to whiff punish, so to me personally, this is kind of a change in the wrong direction. I do think it's funny though, that this is like the third patch featuring nerfs to Jamie's sweep. Alright, time to get started with the individual character videos. I'm just going to be going in the order that the patch notes list them. At the end of each video, I'll give a little assessment with how well the character did overall for the changes.